Hello again, it's Priscilla Batzel in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio on a September afternoon, and it's kind of hot. I got something cool around my neck, and I've got a 10 by 20 inch canvas in front of me, and my plan is to play with all things black and white for a while. I don't know how that's going to work, but the first thing that I want to play with is to do one of the swipes. I did a colored one the other day and everybody liked it. Oh, we got love bugs, so if bugs fly in the painting, don't freak out anybody. Anyway, so I'm not going to waste any time. It doesn't usually take all that long to do simple swipes. I am going to try and do what I always talk about, which is to flatten out the paint. That way I don't get a big river of paint flowing with me when I try and pull my wet cotton rag swipe cloth down to the other end, which is how I do it. I did it with paper towels in the past and they worked to a point, and then they didn't. I said black and white and then I used gold. Okay, black and white, gold and silver to be more exact, for sure. And I don't know how this is going to go, and that's why I'm doing it, because I want to know. I used to love when I was a kid working with black and white gouache and silver and gold, and especially around Christmas. But just making greeting cards, that kind of stuff, that was fun. Now these are pretty sheer colors, I can see that, and they've been shaken. I also made up a nice little batch of Anita's black metallic. I don't know if that's going to be a good thing or nothing in particular, but I'm going to find out pretty quick. And I found my white pearl, which is another ingredient that I thought might be of benefit, but I don't know what's going to happen, whether things sink or not. Things do sink. There's no silicone in this mix. I do want some white and then some black. And that black does not seem very black, but then most blacks, once you add pouring medium, don't seem very black anyway. But I am going to see if there's a big difference right after I go back and wipe off my spatula. Use my pants. I always keep a wet rag around. Always being every other time except for this one time when I set it and realized that I had not dampened my rag. Okay, I'm going to keep poking at the edges with my finger as I go along to try and promote coverage. This is the non-metallic. Doesn't look particularly different to me right now, but I don't think we'd be able to tell anyway. Oh, it's still kind of damp, so that's not helpful. Not hurtful. Yeah. Sometimes my brain gets overheated before I can stop speaking. I'm doing the old word twists. Yeah. See? Not even coherent right now. Alright, so I got a lot of that black right there. And I don't mind some of it. I'm going to keep wiping it off. Maybe before the next video I will... kind of wish I had put some more gold in there, so I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to add a line of gold in there. I'm kind of hopeful that this works out. And maybe I'll get brave enough to, at that point, to do it just black and white, which is coming. Okay, so we tried the pearl. Now I'm just going to load it full of the white. And I'm thinking that it might be okay, it might be different, it might be good to have different widths of lines. And I'm going to go right back again. I have to figure out what swipe color I want. And I thought about it being gold. Swipe color is the color that we drag up from one end that covers the other colors. Now all this paint has pouring medium in it, or would have pouring medium in it if I was willing to invest in it. What it has instead is Flow-Draw, which is a nice substitute that a lot of us pouring people appreciate using because it's fairly economical by comparison. So I'm right back again at the do I want more silver in there, and yeah, I think I'm going to go for it. Silver and me don't always get along because gray for some reason does not work for me very well. But I think in this case, it's going to work better than usual. I got my fingers and toes crossed. Not really. Anyway, so I have another color of gold I did not use. And I'm going to throw that in there. It looks like we have enough paint. I'm a little worried about how sheer metallics are, but this is an experiment. And I kind of think if there is enough paint, albeit not the thickest layer because I'm spatulaing it, I may regret that. So I guess you'll find out when I find out. And I'm just going to push that up to that, not try and interfere with it too much. And maybe I'll just, yeah, right. Maybe I'll just drag the edge of my spatula to meet those so I don't have any real gaps. Now, I said I was going to start with gold. Maybe what I said was I was going to use this different colored gold, and maybe that's exactly what I'm going to do if the top will come off. Yeah, it's a much more orangey gold. I don't think it's going to make any difference, but we're going to find out in a minute. And let's just go for both ends, shall we? Yeah, I'm not even sure why that was funny. I'm really, really hot, so please forgive me for being weird. Like, I'm always weird anyway, so it doesn't matter. Alright, I'm just going to bring that right down. And when I bring my swipe cloth down over it, I'm going to let it fall down over the end. I'm also going to cover my ends. My edges and my ends. I don't know about putting silver and gold next to each other. I have a really nice painting that I like where I mix these up. And we will be trying some silicone at some point in time this week too. I'm not sure how soon, but it's coming. Okay, so swipe color. Swipe color, yes, I'm going from the left-hand end, which is probably your right-hand end. And I'm going to put a nice heavy layer down there. And, oh, don't want to waste too much of that. I think I'm going to run my finger right down it. Hopefully you can see all of that. Now you can also see how sheer it is. It's got quite a bit of pouring medium in it, Floetrol. And by the way, underneath every video, or most every video, unless it was a long time ago and I forgot, there is a description. And in the description, it tells you what the painting is, what's happening with the painting, but it also tells you what the recipe for pouring is. Alright, I'm going to take my wet cotton rag that is mostly wrung out with the hemmed bottom, and I'm going to dip that into that black paint, and I'm going to let it rest there for a minute, flattened it out, and then I can see that I've pulled the canvas clear, so I'm going to go back again and tap it over the end. Make sure there's still plenty of paint in there. I can go back later. Alright, I usually say ready, set, go, but ready, set, go. I could wave this. Let's wave it in the middle, shall we? And then finish up straight. Because I don't think I've ever done one of those. Wavy middle. The other thing I like to do is take the paint that's on the rag, which seems kind of strange to me today because it's not colors, but it's still variegated, you know, mixed up. So maybe it'll work, and I can hope so. I don't really want to move the painting to a place where it's off the tile, so it's out of your vision. This looks like it might work. I'm pretty happy about that. I wish I had left some freezer paper out here for myself. But I'm going to drop that right on one of my edge catchers. Now, like I said, we've got cells, and there is no pouring medium. Excuse me, there is no silicone in this. Kind of thinking it might be a little on the boring side, but I was kind of worried about that to begin with anyway. But it's still an experiment. And it could just mean that I need, you know, fewer colors. Or to skewer, or to open my mind up, or to maybe find my glasses that were here a minute ago. Somebody mentioned they need their glasses to find their glasses, and I understand. There they are. Cool. That's good. So, let's do what I always do with my colors, even though there aren't any. Let's cover up that little piece of canvas we see first. Because we can. And how about over there? Yeah, I think so. It's a learning curve. It's a learning experience right now. And I think we'll just match that up over here. And blow it around a little bit. Medical tubing instead of a bendy straw. Where's my bendy straw? I was going to show you. It's covered with paint anyway. It's probably camouflaged and everything else around here. Have no idea what this is going to look like. There have been many times I've been unimpressed with the colored versions, and something happens to fix it. I'd like to think that I'm a consistent miracle worker, but I have no assurances. Alright, somewhere here I have a bamboo skewer, and it's got a super painted end. I always say paint heals if it's thick enough, but we're using black and white and silver, all of which are pretty sheer in these circumstances, so you can't hold me to anything while I'm experimenting. I do want to go up and down a little and see what happens. Now when I use a torch, it cooks the paint a little bit. It warms it up and it firms up the surface. So if I really want to get good patterns, I might want to wait. Patterns being what shows through when we drag the skewer through. Now the cool thing I'm thinking is that we have lots of nice little cells, pretty little cells. And I'm not super thrilled with how the canvas is showing up over here. Makes me think maybe I needed a slightly thicker formula for my black, but I wouldn't know that unless I tried. Throw a few spirals in there, just because we can. And I think I was saying that something I didn't finish saying, and my thought was that I can take my gold or my silver at this point. I just put some at the ends if I want to. I think I want a lot more white next time, is what I think. Maybe the pearl is the way to go. Kind of makes me want a Rain-X, to tell you the truth. Rain-X original formula will, if you're using my paint formula, will often make instant cells. I don't know what it would do. I can't say I'm super thrilled, but some people like subtle, so maybe this is something for them. I can't say that it's my favorite or my least favorite at this point. But I'm not done working, and I never set my timer, so if we run out of time, you'll understand. I kind of like some of this now. And I'm going to see, that's the white pearl. And there's our lucky raindrops. Yeah, I'm not hating that. So I'm going to do it again. And I think I'm going to just keep right on with that theme. I don't know if I'm going to be consistent with it. I guess it would probably be okay to be somewhat consistent with it. It'd be nice if the wind didn't catch it. Throw it back over. We didn't do any tipping. I am not minding that. I don't know. My intention to begin with was to throw some hearts in there, like so, but I don't think I'm going to do that anymore. I am looking for some contrast at this point. And I'm kind of getting it, so that's not a bad thing. And we're learning a few things about what can and what can't be done with gold and silver and black and pearl and white. Getting a little haphazard, sorry. No, I actually, I think that might make, you know, something like a pretty scarf. And I could, in theory, if I knew what time it was, take a chance and throw some gold over some of the white and just, you know, just get busy making a pattern. I call these streamers. And they work because when you're agitating the paint, they work. Okay, so I said I was going to add some hearts. So let's see if that works. I think my tip comes out a little fast sometimes. My squeeze bottle. Alright, so simple hearts. I should have staggered them, I think. Need a nice sharp tip. Probably to wipe it off in between. Not dig too deep above it. No, I'm not hating that anymore. I'm actually pretty much liking it. I think I could put some black ones down a little further. So, just in case I disappear on you, this is Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida, enjoying an experiment with black and white and gold and silver. And thank you for joining me, and thank you to all my contributors, and welcome to all my new subscribers. And we're having a ball. It's great you're here. I love that you send me messages and comments. It's nice. I like it. I could use a little help once in a while. I don't have a huge income by any stretch of the imagination. So there's a Patreon and PayPal link on the YouTube header, and another one just below the video in the description. And if you have the availability of a contribution, I really, really appreciate it. I don't see that I want to do much more to that, but I change my mind frequently. Do I want white in there? No. I'm liking what's happening with the gold, and I think I want to do some more. Ooh, not like that though. Try not to dribble. Okay, well, we got dots. That's okay. It's accidental art, and we got some accidents happening. And I'm going to think that you're probably going to be gone soon. Now, like I said, I always say paint agitated is likely to sell. I need a little black right there to camouflage that. That's perfect. This is just an experiment. It's just for fun. It could wind up being a beautiful scarf or some fabric for somebody's clothing. You never know. I'm going to go back in there with a little bit of black to do the same thing I just did. Or my hearts are being interrupted somewhat by glitches. I think we're just going to spiral out the little spare ones. And I like the spirals too. Wow. Okay, well, I'm going to take a chance. Throw another couple of those in there. That's kind of cool. I like it. I'm going to throw a spiral in the bottom and see how I like that. It's a little different on one side than the other because the black started on one side, but I don't think that's a problem. And I will see you guys in the next video. Oh, drippy drippy. Okay. Much more successful than I expected. And I think we're done. And we're still recording. And let's see if I can zoom in for you guys. It's nice we're still recording.